Hey guys, so this video was requested by Let's Talk Period 411, and she wanted to know how I clean my cloth pads. So this video is going to be on how I clean my pads, obviously. So the first thing I probably should let you know, there's two main ways I know of that you can clean your cloth pads. One is to rinse them out after the tap, directly after use, and another one is to soak them. And I personally soak them because I'm really lazy. And also, sorry if I'm chewing something, I feel really sick, so if I don't chew them in, I will be blah, so don't do that. So this is what I have. This is actually a nappy pail. It has a sticker on it that I peeled off, so you can't really see anything. There's nothing babyish on here, and I haven't done this for a little while after you requested it, because I just washed out, so there's clean water in there, don't worry, so it's all clean. Yeah, so this is what I use to put my cloth pads in, and basically what I do is, this is a 9-litre bucket. I personally haven't found you need to use anything bigger than that. You could use something smaller than this. This is quite a big bucket, actually. If I bring it back, you can see. But yeah, I like it because it has a lid. So you can't really see them. However, I would suggest, if you use a nappy pail or a bucket with a lid, that you leave the lid slightly off when your pad's actually soaking in here, because it's important they get some air. So it doesn't matter if you leave it just slightly off like that, because the air can still get in that way. It's not airtight. But it's supposed to be odor-proof, even though your pads don't smell. I'm just kind of paranoid about that. So that's what I soak them in. And what I do is I put cold water into about halfway, a little bit more sometimes. And then I add a scoop of this. This is Vanish Oxy-Action Extra Hygiene fabric stain remover. And and it comes like a little scoop. I don't know if you get this in the US, but in the UK you certainly can. And I literally fill it about that full. I don't know if you can see that. It's not very full. It's only about there. So yeah. So really not that much at all in the bucket with all the cloth pads. And what I do is, you must use cold water. You mustn't use hot water. You can use warm water, but you mustn't use hot water because that will set your stains, which you don't want. I haven't done this also for a little while because I've got two new things. I got the Vanish, and this isn't a natural one. If you can get a natural pure organic kind of wash fabric remover or Oxy-Action, get it, because I can't get anything natural in my local store. The only thing you can get close to that is these. This is, let's see, what's the front one? Simply Pure by, I don't know, but it's recommended by eczema companies and vegan, phosphate free. It's the most pure thing I could possibly get. And basically these are little tablets, so they look like this. And what I do with this one is, I did try putting it in the bucket, but this thing has the worst smell. Well, it doesn't smell, but it makes my pads smell for some reason, so I stopped putting it in a bucket, but I put it in the washing machine with them, and that works really well. So all I do is I soak my pads, usually overnight, and then the pad I wore overnight, I will rinse. And the way you rinse it is, you get the tap running. This is the Minky one. I open it up just like this and just run it under the cold water, and you have to do something called zhuzhing in the cloth pad industry. Basically where you get the two sides and you rub them together like this. Okay? And then what I always do, which I think is a really good thing to do, is then I just squeeze it under the tap really hard, and you'll often see there's a big bit of blood come out from there. But even if you do this, you shouldn't be touching the blood. It will just kind of run out from under there and stuff. So just zhuzh it under the tap until the water runs clear. Then I throw that in the bucket, and I just chuck it in the washing machine with all the other pads. And, when they've soaked overnight, I pull the water out, chuck that one in the bucket, I just pour it into the toilet, then I throw them in the washing machine. Then I will put one of those tablets in the washing machine, not in the little area at the top it has for putting powder or anything, in the actual washing machine with the pads. And I don't put anything else in it. So you must not use fabric conditioner. It can reduce the absorbency of your pads. No matter what they are, do not use fabric conditioner. I have found actually that just by soaking them, and I've got this pad here for a reason. This is the one I made, actually, one of my first ones. This I used on my first day of my period. This is kind of a regular pad, as you can see, and basically it was covered in blood here, and this is a white background. So I put this in the bucket, and then when I cleaned the water out and looked in the bucket, this was completely clean, and because it's white you can see through to the toweling underneath, and that was clean as well. So just by soaking them you will get them practically clean, but because the water does get a little bit bloody, I like to chuck the water out and then put them in the washing machine again. But you wouldn't really need to do that because they are clean, The water is taking out the blood from them, and as I said, cold water will remove them. if you do get a stain, you're best to use like a peroxide, just to squirt it on top of it, and it should like fizz and bubble and everything. I personally haven't had any problems with staining, and I'm not too paranoid about it, but I did like check that one out. If you're out and about or on holiday, what I do is I take this with me. This is like my big kind of storage bag, and it's waterproof. It's PUL lined. So yeah, oh actually this is just PUL, I think, in one layer of PUL, and that's what this is made out of. It's just got a little popper. And I take this with me on holiday, and I'm going to do one about travelling, but I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd do it actually when I'm on holiday. And so I take this with me on holiday, and I put all my soil pads in here, and then in the evening, or like the next morning, whenever I have a chance, when this bag is getting kind of full, I will then rinse them all out under the tap. And, you know, if you can soak them on holiday, it's brilliant. It doesn't have to be for too long. You know, it does say with this, if it's a blood stain or something, you can just put this in for an hour and they'll get the stains out. So, you know, it doesn't have to be overnight, but I'd like to just leave them there. It doesn't do any harm to them if you leave them overnight. Some people like leave them in there for their whole period and just wash them all like, together at the end. Personally, I wash it about every day, like every other day. That's how my pads fill up. So that's what I put them in when I'm on holiday. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. Oh, if I'm out and about, I'll just like use my little, Scoon holder, you know, where you can put 2 pads in. I'll just put them in here when I get home, throw them in the bucket with the rest. So you don't have to worry about anything else with that. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, any other things you'd like to know about cleaning your pads, then please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them. Okay, so thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.